Everyone, you're not even going to believe this. I don't know if you heard, but it's snowing. We're having a snow day special today in Philadelphia. I have this person that I feel like I know, right? Did you ever have this happen where like you feel like you know someone and then there's also part of you that's kind of like, well, this is how I am and this is how I feel. I'm kind of like really wanting to be her friend. So I like engage with her on LinkedIn and I'm like, she's really cool and I love what she has to say. So like maybe she'll be my friend. And now she's here. And like we literally just said hello to each other. That's it. We know nothing more, nothing less. So Ilyse Craft, the beautiful and wonderful Ilyse Craft is here. I am bringing her in right now.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
How are you?
I am, you know, I'm dealing with the fact that like because of Corona, my kids don't get snow days anymore. So it's virtual school that they have to attend, even though it's a blizzard outside. And I'm supposed to be like working and doing podcasts and like getting stuff done. And meanwhile, I'm like watching Vampire Diaries and making cinnamon buns. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, you get to just, it's a snow day.
It's a snow day. It's a snow day. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm in Laguna Beach and it's gorgeous. Yeah, I know.
It's like really wrong. It's wrong. Let's not talk about it. I know. I mean, look, this is what I figured out this year, Ilyse. I'm 42. So I guess I'm almost 42 and I'm almost 42 and a half. And this is the first year of my life that I decided I'm an actual adult. And this is why, because I really started to really dislike the snow. Like until this point in my life, I was like, it's so fun. We get like snowed in and like we can cuddle. Like this year, I'm like, I'm single. I don't want to shovel myself out. Like it's like all over everything. It's a mess. The kitchen's, I've like officially become like a boring adult. That's like, this is annoying. So, that's so besides me like adoring your style and just, you know, everything that you have been talking about, give me like a rundown on what you have going on. Because I know you have a lot happening. So give me like a brief synopsis and then we can just like, I'm just acting like this is a Zoom call between us, like just chilling.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to say also that I heard what you said on the entry and I feel like I know you. Like it's great. I was like, wait a minute. Do we really not know each other? We don't know each other. I think we know each other.
It's funny how that works, right? Like it's funny how I don't know if it's just our personalities or if it's just LinkedIn or how aligned we are in what we're doing.
No, I definitely do think that we know. I think that we know each other as well.
Like from a past life or like in this life?
I don't know. It's the strangest thing. And it doesn't happen that often. Like I don't, for me anyway, it doesn't happen that often that I literally feel like I know you. Like,
well, I love that. I'm glad that you feel that from me. Listen, I partied a lot in my 20s. I could have like, there could be some sort of missing brain cell that maybe we met at some point and crossed paths, but either way, it feels like that. And that's kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's so sweet, and it's like a little crushy. Like it's
a little girl crushy.
I'm really excited. I'm like, oh my god, she's like on my post. It's so excited. It's like girl crush, right?
Girl crush, totally. I'm like, where are her glasses from? Are they from Kai? Like, I need to understand where the style comes from, and you know. So, hi, Michelle. How are you? Michelle's here. Nice to see you, beautiful. She's such a good supporter. It's so nice when people, I get like, it doesn't matter if I do 1,000 podcasts. When people pop up and say hello, I'm just like, oh, hi, you're here. It makes me so excited.
So what the heck am I doing? Oh my God. So I became a digital nomad, which is like, I never in a million billion years did I think after 30 years in a corporate life, did I think that I would be like moving around and have all my things in suitcases and then I narrow them. Like every place I go, I'm like, what could I get rid of? Like, really, I don't need to have 3 suitcases.
You're like doing the minimalist thing?
Yeah, I'm like, I could do 2 suitcases and I just give things away and like somebody else will enjoy this stuff. I can get rid of stuff. I don't need all these things. So I'm a digital nomad. What I love to do in this life is really help women make a lot of freaking money having impact in the world, doing what it is that they love. And I think what separates me from a lot of people. Good morning. I'm so happy.
He's wonderful. He's such a good guy. Sorry. I like to, I'm still like, even after thousands of these or hundreds and hundreds, I'm still, hi, Monique. I still like, I don't want to interrupt you, but bring up comments, but I want people to know that I see them. Yeah. So I don't know how you do comments, but I don't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, I do this. I get so excited when people are here. So I totally feel you.
Okay, good.
So one of the things that I've noticed as a coach is that right away, people say, I really want to help people. And I get that. And I want to help people too. I like to make money helping people. So every time somebody comes into my business, the reason why I get so excited when there's a ping, you just made money is because the money represents helping people. Right. I know when somebody comes into my business, I'm about to help somebody do something that they really, really love. And part of what happened in my life is that I overdid everything. Like I gave 150%. I knocked myself out. I got sick. I was in I wasn't a great wife. I wasn't like a great mother. Right. Hey, Scott. I wasn't a great I wasn't great at a lot of things because I was like overdoing and I knocked myself out. And so I really want to empower people to say, I want to make money doing the thing that I really love to do. And there's this resistance to say, I want to, I want to make money doing it. It's like,
right. There's like, hi, Pat. Nice to see you.
Yeah. It's like,
hi, Greg.
Own that you want to make.
Like, why are we so scared to say I want to make money? Why is that so scary for us?
It's like a deeply rooted, like we're not supposed to talk about it. It's like, and
like I'll help you, but like maybe I'll get paid later, or like we'll talk about it. Yeah, it's definitely a weird thing.
Yeah, so I'm all about, I love to make money doing what obviously I love helping people. I love to make money. So I'm all about that. And it's a bit disrupting. I mean, here on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I'm very loud about it. On LinkedIn, I talk about it all the time. I'm scaling to a $1 million business. And I've had that before in my life. So my nervous system is ready for it. So, but I really I like to help people say it, like say that you want to make money for God's sake.
Like the first step, like, why do we have such a problem doing that? Pat says she wants to make money. Monique says making money lets you help the people you love. I love it. It's really a refreshing message from you because it's not something that you hear from people. Yeah. It's like, we'll do the money thing later. I'll get there, and it's like, you're right. Why shouldn't you be compensated for the work that you're doing?
100%. And in a big way, like when you have a solution for somebody, if you're going to help somebody save their marriage, if you're going to help somebody lose weight and feel better than they've ever felt, if you're going to help somebody start a business that's going to make them $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, be paid for it, for God's sake. Oh yeah. And you know what? And my rate. Yeah. My rate. And you're like,
yeah, right. Right. No, I see both sides of that and I understand where you're coming from, but it's just not a perspective that a lot of people have. And it's such a strong, awesome message that you're sending and empowering people.
Yeah. So I really help people stand in their power to own. And then really, so then what is that? There's something there that, it's like, yeah, well, I don't want to be salesy. Well, what is that? Is Starbucks salesy? They sell every day. Is Louis Vuitton salesy? Right. They sell every day. I sell every day and I love it. Right? Like I help people make money and have a beautiful life. Like I have a beautiful life, like I want people
Ilyse, how did you reach this? Because you started off by saying I wasn't great at A, B, and C. And that's like a tremendous amount of self-awareness that you've obviously reached and worked to get to. How did you get to that point where you where you reached this sort of epiphany where,
Well, I think like a lot of people, good morning, two beautiful badasses. Hello, Jeff. What's wrong with making money? Nothing.
Dave, we're showing you the money this morning.
I think like a lot of people, I had a wake-up call. I had a really significant health scare. Thank God it was a scare in 2018. And when that was for 6 weeks, imagine 6 weeks, I didn't know if I was, you know, there was a spot on my brain.
Long time.
Yeah. So for 6 weeks, it was like writing, you know, writing things to my daughter. Like, I didn't know if I was like, you know, making my departure. So you know, I was preparing, like, you like, I don't know if I'm leaving. So, you know, which the reality is we don't know if we're ever leaving. Right.
Sure,
but I had this awareness, this real conscious awareness. And so when everything resolved itself, I literally sat on the edge of my bed. I can see this etched in my brain. And I wrote, I am going to have a successful online business. Now, I was in my corporate job and I wrote, I'm going to have a phenomenal body. I'm going to have an incredible body. I wrote everything down that I'm going to have. Now, I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had no idea.
Did you just post about this? Because it's like, I feel like you just posted this exact thing. I read it. Okay. All right. I'm not crazy. I mean, I'm crazy.
Yeah. But we're all certifiable. We know it. And I how I was going to do the things, but I said it to myself, like that whisper that you say to yourself. Those are the broken promises that are the most painful. When you tell yourself something and then you don't do the thing, I think those are the most painful, broken promises. And I just started to show up. I really just, like, I'm 58 years old. For the love of God, I'm 58 years old. I'm gorgeous. And I'll just...
I love you.
I mean, but seriously, I haven't looked like this.
You look amazing. Hi, Carl Sean. Great to see you. She is gorgeous. I love that.
But the truth be told, I have not looked like this most of my life. I haven't. Like, I haven't. I have not looked this good most of my life. I haven't lived in a gorgeous body most of my life. There are not very many pictures of me. There aren't, because I would run from the camera, like, oh, picture time, let me go to the bathroom. There aren't, because I just didn't feel... I lived like two lives, the life that I lived and the life up here of what I was seeing in my mind. And I just decided, you know what, this is my life. What the fuck am I waiting for? Like, I have to do the work. I can't Google it. I can't Alexa it. I can't like keep counting how many 2 pounds a week. Plus, if I exercise another pound, let me count how many weeks until
there's no way to live.
Like, this is my whole life. I was doing this, like trying to figure out an escape plan of like how I was going to have a great life. And I was like, I got to get in here and do this work. And I started to show up for my life, and my life changed. So
it was like the theory of like abundance, the law of attraction. I mean, you sort of brought it all on. You made a decision, correct? I mean, you made a choice.
I made a freaking decision that this life, I had to make this life. It wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to be a man that was going to come and fix this life. It wasn't going to be a promotion wasn't going to fix this life. I was going to have to get in here and do the things. And I've hired coaches, I've hired mentors, I've done a lot of work. And I mean, you know, 60 years almost on the planet of really sourcing. I went on a spiritual pilgrimage to India. Like, we do things. I'm sure you've done a lot of things.
So much work. It's like enough with the work. I get it. I get it. Yeah. And I'm 42, but I definitely, I haven't come into my own the way I would say that you have. And I think it's amazing and inspirational and just is like sort of mind blowing and incredible. And no wonder I'm just attracted to you. You know, I mean, of course I have my girl crush on you, but like, I mean, attracted as like a friend. When I see your posts and your things, I'm drawn to it. And there's a handful of people like that. There's not a ton of people that just are magnets like that to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, and, you know, listen, I just went through a huge setback. In November, I was hit by a drunk driver, and my business was, you know, I was having, you know, I went from, because I just started online in October of 2019. I had an offline business, and then I came online. And so, you know, trying to figure out like what I had a funnel. I don't know. Funnel is like funnel cake. I don't know what
it's a funnel. Right.
don't know. Drop the link. What is a link? It's like a necklace. I don't know anything. I don't know any lingo. So I'm trying to figure everything out. So I have like, 40K month, the first month I start, then a 12K, a 9K. I don't know. Everything's all over the place. And I'm flying. My business is just off the chain. It's just so hot. And I get hit by a drunk driver. I get a concussion. I have an injury. Like I'm nursing an injury. Like I look at my arms. This arm, it's stuck. It won't go. This arm.
Yeah.
So I've got a ways to go. And I had to, but in a way, it sort of brought me back to
center. Yeah. And it was a reality check. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, so, and these things happen sometimes. And, having resilience and having the ability to ground, having family, friends, loved ones, loyal, dedicated, clients, and just being very, wealthy so that I have money. It's not like, oh my God, if I don't work for a month or 2 or 3 that I bottom out, like, so just being able to just come back to center and do a lot of healing, like physical healing.
So what's the advice to somebody that's watching now or the replay that says, God, I really aspire to be like that. But I don't even know where to start.
Well, first off is I think anything that you've been through, you could take somebody else through, and that's really valuable. So like if you went through a divorce and somebody's starting the process of a divorce, it's like, oh my God, could you help me? Like, could you help me? I can't think straight. I can't eat. I can't.
What do I do? Yeah.
Yeah. You could be a divorce coach. If
your experiences can be applied to your life 100%.
And that's hugely valuable to somebody that's going through that at the beginning stages, because you could take somebody from point A to point B, and that is
knowing your value, so take a step back and look at what value you bring to the table. And everybody brings value. Everybody's had experiences.
Huge. When we look at our life and you really sit down and see like, wow, I've done a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
I'm amazing.
I'm so with you. My favorite question is when people are like, well, what makes you qualified to help people get unstuck? I'm like, where do I start? Like, let me tell you a little bit about my life experience, because I doubt that you've been through a lot that I can't relate to or empathize with. So that's like my thing. I mean, I don't believe you necessarily need coaching letters after your name. I believe you need life experience, which everyone has, like to your point.
Absolutely. And the ability to sit and stay with somebody as opposed to jump into the problem. Right.
Yeah. So to be there and so the person can feel heard and feel seen, right, which I completely understand what it's like to not be heard or seen. And so that is so important. Yeah. So to be able to do that and not immediately try to fix.
Right. Yeah. Because, like if you were to come to me and say like, I'm starting I'm getting divorced, and, I agree with you. I don't think you need a coaching certification to be a coach. I think that if you were a supervisor, a manager, you manage your children or a household.
Yeah.
So many people that actually are coaches or are mentors, that just because you don't have the title coach or mentor doesn't mean that you haven't been in a coaching capacity in your life. You probably have. have.
I mean, even managing your family, people that have to manage their families, like that's a full-time job sometimes for people, really dig deep and think about your life experience.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. And then I think that there's definitely coaching skills that somebody that is a coach can really help you with, because coaching is not advice. And if somebody came to me and I gave you it, all I did was give you advice, by the 3rd session, you'd be like, I know what she's going to say. Your brain is going to skip and go like, I know what she's going to say. I got you already figured out. It's really like peeling an onion and figuring out your track. Your mind has a track, and it's like a record, right? So it's like vinyl record, and your record is going around and around.
Yeah.
And it's already like going and going, and it's deeper. It's deep. We've been alive for a while, most of us.
Yeah.
So if you can learn how to lift the handle of the needle and put it back, and it's stopping from going around and around when you're on the crazy, you know, like, it's going, and you can learn to interrupt it. You've got it. You've got it. But it takes a while. And if the coach just jumps in and goes, okay, you know what you should do?
Right. You can't possibly get to the root of what's going on.
Yeah. So a really good coach asks really great questions, doesn't just tell you what to do. And I've had coaches where it's just like, they're just telling you what to do. And it's like, okay, well then am I just going to be with you for the rest of my life? You know, like.
Yeah, right. So let me back up for 1 second. Let me just think of this. What's a day in the life of Ilyse look like? You wake up and tell me how that goes. What's your day look like? And Carl Schmitz, so many people have a title coach and are certified coaches and can't coach. I have a PhD in experience, beats all school book learning. I'm with you there, Carl Sean.
That is so true. That is so true. And I think that's really the difference between a mentor and a coach. You know, that makes a really great mentor, somebody that's just, you know, had the you know, school of life, you know, like, makes a great mentor. So the way that my day starts is I visualize every morning, and it's, you know, it takes about a minute, but I do it before I get out of bed, and it's that sleepy time of the morning, like when you're not sure if it's like the next day. And I do that every morning, and I see my life. I see my future life, and it doesn't take very long, but I literally do it every morning. Like I close my eyes when I'm telling you it, but I see my future life in a snapshot. I feel my future life. And that's visualization for manifestation. And I do it every morning, and it's powerful. So I see my life. So then I get up, I have my dog, and we go outside, and I, you know, I'm in like a constant gratitude. Like you know, thank you. Like, thank you. I can't even believe this life. Like, I can't believe this life.
It's a wonderful place to be when you can stop and be grateful for everything. Moments.
Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, a lot of my posts are like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this life. I go outside, I'm like, thank you, fucking thank you, thank you, thank you.
For everything.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and like listening to this broadcast. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for everything that I have. Like, I have a lot.
Yes.
I have a lot.
You are a beautiful being, and it is beautiful to watch and to see that kind of, there's something about gratitude, and I always come back to this, that just brings you exactly precisely to the present moment. Yeah. That's such a beautiful thing. And it's really nice to see that sort of ooze out of you.
Yeah. It's like, it does. It just like moves me to like, I'm so great. And I literally, like, I look at the clouds and I'm like, God, like, I literally stop and smell flowers. Like, I'm so present.
In the moment.
Yeah. Like, so this spiritual practice of be here now, like, I'm very present. Like, I look at houses and I dream. I let myself dream. I live most of my life just somewhere else in my mind. You know, I was always somewhere else. You know,
never present. Yeah.
You know, like, just driving to work, thinking about, oh God, did I do that thing? Was I supposed to call the dentist? Like, did I pay that bill? Like,
I always tell people you're being weighed down by this cloak of your past, or you're so worried about the future that you're not right here. I have a little child that would like to say hello. So hold on 1 second. Come here. Come here. Come say hi.
Come say hi.
Ilyse wants to see you. This is Evie.
God, what color hair do you have? Is it brown or red or what is
it's that? Brown. It's brown. It's my little brown hair girl. So she wants to, now you're saying hi to the world. Everybody knows Evie now. Okay, bye.
Gorgeous. How old is she?
So What'd you say?
How old is she?
She's 9.
Oh my God, she's so cute. 9.
Thank you. Thank you. She's my little pumpkin. And I have my tween that's also downstairs watching, waiting for me to watch Vampire Diaries on our snow day. So, but yeah, you really are a person that I think exudes, you're a good visualization to have as a person. Like, this is how I aspire to be. This is how I want to live my life. I want to be really, really in the present moment and be grateful like you are. It's a beautiful thing to see. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. And the other thing that happens in my life is I do a lot of voice coaching. So I have an app called Voxer. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I Vox coach like a lot. So a lot of my clients are on Vox coaching. So it starts early in the morning. Like, I'm brushing my teeth and I'm Vox coaching, and then I'm making coffee and I'm like, before this, I was Vox coaching, and then I'm out on a walk and I'm Vox coaching. So I'm Vox coaching all throughout the day. And I love that. It fits my life. So it makes life really easy to have, Carl. And that's what I love about this freedom life, to be able to be working and walking and making coffee and Vox coaching and driving to the Verizon store to go drop off my cell phone that I just upgraded, and Vox coaching. And so
this is your life. You're living it. You're breathing it every moment.
Right. So last year was, it was an incredible year. So it was my first full year, and I missed multiple 6 figures by $4,000. And my whole life was a little shy of 550,000. It was like 540 something. So, cause I make money a lot of different ways. So, but I worked a lot. I mean, a lot. And I decided that I didn't want to rinse and repeat that year. So I really monitor my screen time. Every week I look to see how much it's down from the week before. I want to live my life.
Not in a screen, yeah.
So I'm really monitoring how much I'm working and how much I'm living. And I really want to live my life. And I deserve to live my life. And you can very easily, like, I'm addicted to Clubhouse, or I'm addicted to scrolling, or I'm addicted to.
Right. It's so easy to get sucked in. It really is.
Yeah. So I think somebody just wrote, I love boxing with Ilyse.
Yeah. And then they wrote boxing. But I can't see who it is. It says LinkedIn user. So I don't know who it is, but you'll be able to see it when you go on the LinkedIn page. Yeah. But for some reason, StreamYard blocks it.
Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like
that's so powerful, living versus working, actually living your life and watching those times and managing those.
Yeah, because I think this work-life balance, it's life, work, like we've got to flip it, because for so long it's been, work. And I think, at some point, especially when you become an entrepreneur, it's almost like, I know for myself, a lot of my clients, they're working more than they worked before.
Right.
I mean, they're doing, 8, 10, 12 hours all weekend nights. They can't figure out how to get their businesses off the ground. And it's like, okay, we've got to pull back and we've got to look at this. It's
not really living. It's not really living. Monique says, oh my gosh, I want to live my life. Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really, really powerful thing that you said, and interesting. And we're like, already, we're at the end of our time, Ilyse. That's how fast it went, my girl crush. But tell me how people find you. I mean, if people want to contact you after this, besides on LinkedIn, how do they get to you?
IlyseCraft.com. Okay. Nice and easy. Everything's easy. Yeah.
Just make it easy. I want people to be able to touch base with you and reach out to you and sort of learn more about you and if they want to chat. So
I want to hang out with you. Should I come to Philadelphia?
Yeah, please come to Philadelphia. I think you would be very anti this weather, girlfriend. I think you need to come to Malibu.
Why don't you all come here? Why don't you just come on up? Come to the beach.
Just pick up and go. I really need to. It's like living out there is like being in a show. It's like I'm watching the OC, like
it is.
It's like, real life. That's like a dream. No wonder you can.
You look like you should be here.
I do?
Yes, you totally are a California girl.
Oh my gosh, but I talk like such a Philly girl and my mentality is so East Coast that I don't know how if I would fit in.
I'm telling you, in 30 days, you would it would all be like
it would be. Well,
yeah.
I might have to take you up on that.
Yeah.
But listen, let's do this again. This was super fun.
Yeah,
I love
how about if we switch and I have you on my show?
I would love that. Let's do it
anytime. And then I get to learn everything about you in 30 minutes or less.
Awesome. I love it.
Is that a date?
I love it. It's a date. We'll plan it offline and that'll be that. I can't wait.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Thank you for everyone that engaged and came on and chatted with us. It was so nice to be with my girl crush for a half hour this morning, and I'm a happy camper. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Peace. All right.